I full Yoda went. But but yeah, we see the vicious fledgling. We also see the Bittertide Hydra that's sure to come out next turn. I think we'll see a hero power here. But first, he's going to try to get the Wind Fury on the vicious fledgling, which of course adapts whenever it hits the face, which it did just now. You're usually looking for stealth or Wind Fury, as I said, but can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Not too good in this case because there's no direct damage spells anyway, like Frostbolt. Living Spores is always good because you stay on board, and staying on board is important. And +1/+1 is decent because now it can't die to a Murloc Charger if you pick it. So yeah, I guess it's either the +1/+1 or the Death Rattle, and it is the +1/+1. I'm not entirely sure if we're giving radio commentary now because our producer has.
No, he did say back, so I think.
Oh, he did. Okay.
It is all right.
That's very good to know.
But Arneej actually deciding to clear up the board just to have it all for himself. Well, words. It's also the start of the evening for us, so we're trying to get on our feet.
You always have some excuse ready, right?
Yes, of course.
Oh, it's like we're 2 hours in now, so we're getting pretty tired. Yeah. About this match, I'd like to say that the Druid is slightly favored this matchup because he has an easier time getting on board, cheating mana, and of course he also runs the Hungry Crab. However, even though we haven't seen it yet, it could give the Druid a large advantage. Here he should definitely go for the +3 health to play around the true silver champion. And I think Arneej will to see that as well.
For him, I hope so. He's already hovering over it, and there's not really anything the Paladin can throw up, which you would opt for poison right now. Maybe later on if there was some big legendary guy.
Oh, but this is an amazing turn for d3n0r because we see the equality in his hand, so he can just equality and coin the Murloc, the charge Murloc, and then just double trade. It's awesome. And from then on, the Paladin is in control because the Druid does not have any card draw except for Mark of Yesharash, but we don't see it in the hand. This must feel painful for Arneej.
Pretty salty because he used both his interface to get this board. He used some strong minions and now it's all gone. But there is the Goloka Crabber.
Yes, not the right crab in this case. He was expected to face pirates. He banned the warrior though, so it's kind of weird tech. If you don't face a warrior, you might not want to run this, but yeah, sure. It's still a decent card, I guess. It's still a beast.
Yeah, and all these 2 health minions don't bother d3n0r too much because he also has Consecration in his hand, of course. So
yeah,
he would be able to clear that.
Oh wow, the second Bittertide Hydra right on curve. That's slightly annoying for d3n0r. He can't deal with it this turn, but he could almost deal with it. Like, oh, now he can deal with it, but then he has to take quite a lot of damage. But he knows Arneej is top decking, so if he can remove all the threats, then he wins.
Yeah, and now he gives Arneej something to trade into, and if he doesn't, he still has the Consecration, so... Oh wait, he's gonna suicide his bluegill. But he would also throw up his Murloc War Leader, right? Or not?
Apparently not. Like, he could play the War Leader and then double trade in the 8/8 to get rid of it. Which I like a lot in this scenario. Because then you deal with it, even though you only have, like, how much HP do you have left? 13. And with the two twos you get to 9. So you're not dead yet. And you still have the Consecration to live another day if he draws a living mana, for example.
Does d3n0r run any heals or not?
Not besides the true silver champion, no.
Oh, right.
At least I don't expect him to.
Well, you never know with this guy. He's sometimes a bit crazy, and there actually comes the clear that we expected already.
Maybe he just pops out the Forbidden Healing, heals back up to 30.
And Arneej will be like, what? Oh, Savage Roar.
Oh, that's almost lethal. That's like 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 1 is 11 damage. 2 off. But he won't get a better roar than this. So might as well go for it. He knows there's no healing in hand anyway. Probably no healing in hand anyway.
So
and chooses to clear the Murloc instead of going face, so that d3n0r cannot get the value trade. So here we'll very definitely see the consecration coming out. Oh, and there's the peacekeeper just slightly.
Wow. That's very unfortunate, because otherwise you could just abuse that then 1-8 just to deal tons of damage to the face of Arneej. And there comes a swipe for lethal.
I was just about to say, so the very important thing for Arneej here is, does he run the swipe in his deck? I see many decks of aggro druid that don't run swipe, but apparently Arneej does, and this secures him the first game.
Yeah, quite a quick one. We're not very used to that after last week, because then we had some people taking roughly 2 hours to play a match, or just a bit less. It was absolutely insane. It was a very tense match as well, but I'm actually happy that we do see a bit more pace right now, and I'm hoping that we can actually stream all the games, because last week we couldn't do d3n0r's match, as it was already, well, we already had so much delays because of the slow meta back then.
But I am actually very surprised that Arneej still won this this game. But map, it's a CSGO all over again.
Oh, please stop.
But since he drew perfectly, I'd like to the Savage Roar and the second Bit-Tide Hydra and the swipe when he needed it. Oh, here we see the Aggro Paladin once again versus the Quest Rogue this time. Quest Rogue, we didn't see it last week. It's a very strong deck, but also very hard to play. And I guess aggro decks are overall favored versus rogues. However, if they play Hungry Crabs, then the rogues are favored, or at least when they get it, because they can just eat all the Murlocs. And Glacial Shard is pretty good as well. You can win games on because of that card.
Yeah, I can just freeze up some annoying charge Murloc if he wants to, or even the Tidecaller if it gets too big. Actually, ooh, Mimic Pot coming out as well.
I think he'll prep Mimic Pot here, or maybe just Quest and nothing. But I'd like to see the Mimic Pot, I guess.
I do have to mention that Arneej has a lot of gold cards, and in my book, you'll always win more if you have gold cards.
Well, he doesn't have the golden coin, so not everything is golden in his deck.
No, but he has a lot of golden things, and I'm a little bit of a princess, so I do like shiny stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so here we see the Hydrologist coming down, picking a secret, probably Noble Sacrifice just to take a hit. Redemption is pretty good as well, and Repentance is not that good since all minions are like 1 HP or 2 HP. I can understand the Redemption because you get a new Murloc, and together with the Tidecallers, I think they're called, getting more Murlocs is always good.
There's actually a Firefly being picked up.
Pretty good, I'd say.
Yes,
but I still think you're going for the Glacial Shard to preserve your HP.
Just to stall it that bit longer.
Yeah, you'll die really quickly. Like if d3n0r has the Murloc War Leader this turn or next turn, then you're screwed if you don't use Glacial Shard. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know he... That's very interesting actually, but you don't want to shadow step these guys.
No? What? Why not?
And even more important, d3n0r is able to deal with this, I think. Like 3 + 4 is 7. So yeah, he's definitely able to deal with this. I'd like to see the Redemption or like the Murloc and then the Charger. That's pretty good. And this is very tough on Arneej.
Like, d3n0r just is happy to deal with those Doomsayers, not knowing. Well, would he know? Yeah, he probably spotted that there was a second Doomsayer, so it was mimicked. And there it goes. Gone is the first Doomsayer. I knew it! I always love when he says that. And I'm curious what Arneej will do now. Will he start to throw out those Fireflies, or would you do something else? Maybe try to clear with your Stone Tusk.
Yeah, I still think you should just go for the Glacial Shard and bounce it and hope you get more bounces and probably contest the board for a bit as well. Like Glacial Shard, Shadow Step, and then Stone Disc Boar and Firefly, trade the boar in the 2-1, something like that. Try to get back on the board. Try to minimize the damage you take.
Yeah. Well, he's actually taking his sweet time, going over everything, maybe, and will opt to throw out his second Doomsayer, partially to protect his HP. Will freeze one of the Murlocs in the hope that d3n0r doesn't have another one, because then he can, of course, easily clear the board.
So, if he Shadow Steps now and plays it again, then there's a really good chance of d3n0r not being able to kill this guy. And with a really good chance, I mean, that's an answer.
You're always so positive, and then, oh wait, never mind. But would you also throw out the redemption already? Because
apparently, yes.
Of course, when I say so. What
it's
else?
It's pretty good here, though, because you double trade. You keep the. Oh, I would have traded the other way around.
Yeah, so you'd have another attack, right?
That doesn't really matter because redemption is.
Oh yeah.
Like you get a 2-1 back anyway. I was like, yeah, if you get a 2-2 back, then that's better. But it's always 1 HP when it gets back.
Yes.
So here, yeah, healing pod, I guess. Maybe hero power and Stone Disc Boar in a 4-1.
So many options.
There
but yeah, it's a very weird game to be honest.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what to do just yet, and there comes a little more buff for the other tight caller.
That's a very buff Murloc. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I'm just joking because the joke was so bad. But would you throw out the board just to clear this 3-1 now?
Yeah. You want to minimize the damage. You'll win in the long run anyway. Hopefully. Especially with the Fireflies. That's a very useful card, Kappa.
Well, maybe against some decks it would work, but...
it's a very good card, but in this case it's not very useful. You still play it though, just to get on board. You kill the 1-2 and probably hero power. Excuse me.
Had a long day?
Oh yeah, well, I slept like shit this night. It was so bad. I woke up at 4 a.m. because there was a midget a mosquito flying around my head.
I was already thinking like, what?
Well, actually, there's these little flies in Scotland, and they're actually called midgets.
Ah, okay. I was already confused.
But yeah, there was a midget in my room this night. Well,
I thought you just woke up thinking about Hearthstone. No, it's like,
wow, another double Doomsayer.
Wow.
That's 4 Doomsayers, so that triggers his quest.
He's probably thinking like, what the hell? Oh, he actually has 5 now because he didn't Shadow Step the Doomsayer.
That's amazing. I think the Arneej has this now. Because there's no way for d3n0r to deal with this one. That's so bad.
No, there isn't.
You're just 1 damage short of dealing with it.
Yeah. Whatever you do, whatever you want, you can't.
If he had a True Silver, he could have dealt with it, and it would be fine, even though like the Doomsayer next turn triggers a quest. But this is a very, very bad situation for d3n0r. I like the Doomsayer tech though. It's anti-aggro.
Yeah, it's like the odds of actually double mimic putting your Doomsayers is so small. And d3n0r is now buffing his dude just to do that bit more damage and get a 2-6 stun. Also Doomsayer pops.
Exactly. Still has a minion on board now. And there's the 4th Doomsayer. He could actually coin quest, make it a 5-5 Doomsayer, but I don't think that's too good. I'd rather have a 0-7.
And there's his quest. He can coin it. Would you coin it?
No, I definitely wouldn't. I'd just hero power on turn.
And he actually just does just that. Because he knows everything you say, even though we do have a delay. We see d3n0r doing just that, a little bit more damage, throwing out reinforce.
If I were d3n0r at this moment, then I would be getting pretty salty. Like the first game, he was doing well, he almost stabilized, and then there's a top deck swipe. And then the second game, he gets 4 Doomsayers, and you're just like 1 damage off to clear them all the time.
You'd say he's doomed, wouldn't you? And there we do see the quest coming out now. All minions of Arneej will be 5/5, which is quite a big amount. Coins out the cute little flame elemental as well. So now d3n0r is probably fighting an uphill struggle.
He's definitely fighting an uphill battle, even though it's not the end yet. Like, he can buff his Finja, get more Murlocs from his deck, but I think the Vanish in the hand of Arneej will be doing a lot of work as well. Like, he could just go face twice, Vanish, and then play his minions once again. Oh, this is interesting as well.
Like, the problem for Arneej is that he's probably expecting a gentle Megasaur as well, so he probably has to deal with those that are on board right now, as he only has 14 health left.
I wonder.
So it's already getting quite close, so it's scary for Arneej. Will he need to vanish? Will he try to freeze something?
I think you're more scared about the Finja getting a value trade on one of your minions. Like with the Consecration in hand that we see.
Yeah.
It surprises me slightly that he doesn't clear the 2-1 or the 1-1 first. I'd say clear the 2-1 because it's a Murloc.
Yeah, and it gives a buff to another Murloc, so...
So if he plays it again, then there's another 3-5 Finja. Yeah. Oh, and this is what I expected, or what I hoped for. And now you can play the 1-2, which is of course a 5-5 and freezes face, so the True Silver won't do anything. So I think d3n0r needs to get the Tyrion now. That's not the Tyrion.
Good analysis, thank you.
If he had this, like, if he still had the board and then drew the War Leader, then it would have been so good for him. However, he didn't. So he'll just play the Finja here and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Which is not too good.
Arneej gets his second boar, he has lethal.
Yeah, if Arneej gets a pirate, he has lethal. Like, pretty much anything is lethal at this point. And then again, how is d3n0r going to do 12 damage to the rogue? It's almost impossible for this deck with no direct damage, or except for the True Silver. But yeah, then he shouldn't be frozen.
Yeah, should get close to the fire and maybe work it that way.
So what will we see here? +3. Poison is pretty good, I guess, because you can just trade one away then, and you don't have to buff it first.
Yeah, or you get 2 more from your deck as well. And there we see Arneej actually not picking up the charge.
No, this is fine. Like, you can just bounce it, freeze face, bounce it again, freeze the 5-4, and then what's he gonna do?
I think Arneej's just gonna laugh at d3n0r right now, because everything is just going straight, just the way he wants it. And indeed, he refreezes, gets 4 5/5s on the board, so that would mean lethal next turn. Of course, d3n0r can clear 1, but if he would top deck equality, it'd be that much better. Ooh. You can get a taunt, right? But
yeah, you can get taunt. There's the War Leader.
War Leader, then you're gonna trade 1, hope for some charges. And then,
then get more poison and shit.
Maybe a Wind Fury from your Gentle Megasaur.
That's not gonna do anything, because your War Leader, or your dude dies. Your Finja.
Yeah, but you... Oh wait, yeah.
Unless you get another War Leader from your deck, then it survives with 1 HP. But yeah, you play the War Leader here, then you trade, and then you do the Gentle Megasaur. Hope for the best. Yeah, you kill that one. That's so annoying. To get your minions frozen.
Yeah. It was forever haunting you.
So what is he going to get? Probably shit, because that's his deck. Oh, there's a war leader. Oh, that's so good, actually. So now if he can give his minions taunt, he actually has a chance still. That's
Yes, there's a taunt.
He has to take it. Like, there's 4 Murlocs and only... Okay, this is very interesting. I still think d3n0r's going to lose, but this is it's something, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, you trade away War Leader 1, then War Leader 2, and then Finja probably.
Yeah, and didn't d3n0r already use his charges, or was it?
Wait, but isn't that still lethal with the consecration?
I think so, yeah.
I wonder.
That's amazing. Wow, this game.
No, this series already is just
This
the
series
series of, oh, we're
insane.
thinking he already lost. Oh no, but wait, there's some nice top decks.
This will learn me to stop calling games early. But no, it won't, because I know I'm going to do it anyway. But still, this is great.
Keeps you sane.
Getting the taunt option there was very important, though. Like, yeah, he's like, okay, what can I do here? I can trade away the Finja, but then there's still 12 power on board. So yeah, he knows he's dead, and there d3n0r takes the second game with a miracle Finja. And now
Wow.
Arneej will salty boy.
It's just Salt City here in this first match of the night. Of course, after this, we're gonna have a in-house match of MCL Mate versus MCL Nara, followed up by LB Dutch Boy from Sector 1 versus Vortex. And then the Sector 1 boys take each other on with Shusi versus Bubblebox. So we still have quite some exciting games in store.
Yep, but first let's continue. And we see that d3n0r still has the Rogue and Druid left, while Arneej has Rogue and Shaman. I'm really curious to what the Shaman will be.
Yeah, on ladder I've seen some elemental things, but it never really worked out. Maybe because I'm really good, but
You actually played ladder? Wow.
yes,
I saw you gained some ranks as well. Like,
Yeah,
I won't say which rank you're at, but you gained ranks.
like I have the special ability, right? Against lineups I would probably win, or people that aren't that smart, I draw whatever I need. If I'm against a decent opponent, I never draw anything. It's so weird, and it's so frustrating as well. We now see the Druid coming out of d3n0r versus the Paladin of Arneej. So, wait, Arneej has Paladin, but it's not on his tech list for me.
Yes, it is. No, it's not.
No,
Wait, that's interesting.
yeah,
Wait
It's not
a
on the-
second. Let's see what our admin told us.
yeah, I literally copy-pasted it from him. And he was typing.
Arneej has
on-
Rogue, Druid, Warrior, and Shaman.
I will fight with honor.
Yeah,
I must
so
protect the wild.
I'm confused. So,
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll let the admins figure it out, and until that time, we'll just cast this game.
and
Light protects me.
then is throwing out the Argent Squire, lovely card from the past.
Oh, interesting. Running Archon Squire in his aggro druid. And here we see again aggro druid versus Paladin, but this one time the other way around. Again, a very good start for Arneej. However, this start will stop next turn. Well, the start is always only at the beginning, of course, but
Whoa. Oh, we just got word that he didn't select a Paladin, but he's actually chosen it. So I don't know what went wrong there. Maybe he uploaded the wrong text. So I don't know. This is weird. We're confused, so I don't know. You probably know the rules better than I do. If you select the wrong deck, do you automatically lose a round or not?
well, I'll just ask Arneej if he actually, well, that he did not select Paladin.
What?
And he's like, yeah, I did tell the admin that I had Paladin.
Oh, so that's weird. Now I'm confused. Now I'm getting triggered, but I'm just gonna go cast this match as long as we don't get word from what's actually going on right now. We're still in the gray area of things. You do see Arneej running roughly the same paladin that d3n0r did. We do see some different cards which we haven't seen last game. And we now see d3n0r running a rather aggressive druid with some murlocs going in.
To get back to the game at hand, this is very good for d3n0r. Getting the Finja out early is key to winning games, and here we see why, because this is such a great card to get.
Already getting tons of stuff on the board now with the War Leader and the Charge to go with it.
And unlike Paladin, you only have good Murlocs in this deck. So that sounds kind of stupid, of course, but you only run 2 War Leaders and 2 Bluegill Chargers, and that's the only thing you can get from the Finja. So it's always a 3/3 and a 4/2 Charger, or 2 3/3s which buff each other, or 2 Chargers, which is kind of bad. But the chance that you get a War Leader is very high, and that's why you run this package, which is also called the Water package.
Ooh, fancy. All those terms, and we now see second charge coming out will clear the board in his favor, leaving 3 Murlocs on the board. Would you run a Gentle Megasaur as well or not?
Yeah, you're already like, okay, how can I even win this? Then the only way, I guess, is getting Tarim Sunkeeper, but even that is not that good.
And because d3n0r has a board right now, so you actually want to have a clear.
Okay, so the issue is solved. It's kind of stupid actually. Arneej, of course, emailed his decks beforehand and was like, "Yeah, this is my Shaman deck," but it was a Paladin deck after all. So that's why he got confused. Yeah. Anyway, it's solved and it's totally legitimate for him to play this deck.
Oh, but it's a Reem as well, but he's considering the Wicker Flame Burn Brittle.
Yeah, Wicker Flame is pretty good because he doesn't really have a turn for or a play for next turn. However, this is game. I think he can pull another 2 Murlocs from his deck. He doesn't have to be afraid of Equality Consecration because there's no 6 mana yet next turn. So here we go.
Only one more coming out of this, the War Leader.
Which
you said for Jory as well.
The Charger?
Just for the fancy points.
We already saw the Charger, my bad.
Yeah, he already suicided one. But
okay, so yeah, I'm sure you play Defender of Argus between the 2 HP minions so they don't die to Consecration.
Alright.
Or not.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Still tons of damage.
Yeah, it is. And that's not the best draw he could have gotten. Like, you can play the Wicker Flame here and it heals for 4, but then you still get 12, 19, 24 damage. So you're dead. And if you play anything else, you're also dead. So this is game.
Well, that's actually a bit quicker than we anticipated. But d3n0r getting...
Also, the Savage Roar in his hand. Yeah, might be kind of strong.
Might be kind of lethal. I'm not sure. I haven't calculated it, but that's where I have you. And there is the concede already from Arneej, giving the victory to d3n0r, who's now 2-1 up. And actually, because Arneej has a Paladin instead of a Shaman, they're actually having the complete same lineups. I don't know if they have the exact same decks as well. It sort of looks
close,
similar.
I think the Paladin of Arneej might be slightly more defensive. However, it didn't help him this time.
No, indeed. Well, like, he had a lot of high mana cards from the get-go, so that's not really what you want. And now we do see a Rogue Mirror.
Oh, it's a Quest Rogue Mirror. And one of them is more anti-aggro with the Doomsayers, while the other is probably more like standard list. This is going to be very interesting, because I think d3n0r is slightly favored, but this is a very high skill matchup, in my opinion.
Will Arneej be sad that he can't mimic both his Doomsayers again?
Well, he still can. Like, he can just mulligan the Doomsayer away,
Oh
right?
yeah, of course. And he is thinking about it, juggling between the cards. What should I do?
They're both thinking about it, actually.
Oh, for me, Dennis has already thrown away some cards.
Okay, okay.
He only has the Firefly and, of course, the Quest.
Ah, right. Yeah, that
But
makes sense.
I don't see anything being drawn, so it might be a bug from my side, but... oh no, there it comes. He gets a South Sea deckhand.
So that's kind of new, where you get... you only get your new card when your opponent has decided this mulligan as well, so you can't let your mulligan be influenced by what your opponent does. So, like, for example, if your opponent throws away all his cards in the mulligan, and you're like, okay, my hand was kind of bad, but not that bad, then you can decide to keep some, because you know your opponent's hand is utter shit. However, that's not possible anymore. Yeah, this is a meh hand for d3n0r, I'd say, because he doesn't have any bounce effects, and he really needs those.
And Arneej already playing the Quest and getting some elementals ready to be thrown out.
Oh, here we go. The Tolvir Stone Shaper. Oh, I know this list. This is Tyler's
well.
list, I think. Yeah, you play... Why didn't he play the Quest turn? Okay, I'm confused.
Well, it is d3n0r. Sometimes he has a mind of his own. And right now we see...
Sometimes he has a mind of his own, but generally he's just like controlled by other people, of course.
Yeah. You're seeing the mana things. Oh, I have to play that. That sounds fancy.
So yeah, it kind of makes sense, because you're not going to play the Firefly 4 times. You're going to play the Flame Elemental that you get from the Firefly 4 times. All these tongue twisters today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Blizzard just does it for the tongue twisters.
So he played his element, and this means that the Tolvir Stone Shaper is active next turn, so he can play it. He could also play his freezing minion already, but decides not to. And here his board can be cleared if Arneej wants it to. However, I think Arneej is just going to play the Mimic Pod. Get some more cards. Cards are good.
Seems like a very reasonable explanation. Cards are good. And what does he get?
That's
oh,
brilliant.
wow. That's huge. Two more Igneous Elementals.
It sounds kind of silly, but the problem with Igneous Elementals is that they have to die first before they're useful.
But now he can run him into
Stone
Shaper.
Yeah, now he can. But because the rogues don't really play high attack minions, it's kind of hard sometimes to get it to actually die. However, in this case, that won't be a problem.
Yeah, and Arneej also has a bounce in his hand with the Brewmaster, of course, so he can play it a bit more quickly if he wants to. And a Shadow Step. So
Yeah,
why
but
not?
you're not going to play the Igneous Elemental. Like, you're not going to Shadow Step the Igneous
No, but what comes out of it you can actually use if you want to.
Okay, so I guess he's going to trade then another Igneous Elemental and a Flame Elemental. He could also almost get his quest done already.
He could actually get it on, right?
Yeah, no, almost.
Oh, no, just 1 mana off.
Yeah, that's close enough. He doesn't have the prep though. Oh, we see that d3n0r does have it. Okay, yeah, so this is what I expected. Ooh,
And there's a Shadow Step
great.
for Dennis.
Yeah, so you're going to play the Novice Engineer. Hope you get more bounce, because then you bounce it back, and then next time you... Oh, that's bounce.
That's a very big bounce, which he mulliganed away in his start, of course. And what will he draw this time?
Plays it again, apparently, but that's kind of risky, because if it gets dealt with this turn, then... Oh, another Shadow Step, that's really good, actually.
Wow.
It's like a free third bounce, or second bounce, actually.
And now he gets the Brewmaster, I believe, if he would play it again.
We'll see.
Currently,
Play it again, that's interesting. I guess he's going to play it next turn and then vanish. He should kill the Flame Elemental. Yep, as he is going to.
You have taught him well, MJ. If people heard some weird noise from my side, that was the chopper of the hospital flying by, as it does regularly, which
Is it your
annoys me.
chopper?
Get to the chopper. No, it's very annoying at night. For some reason, last week it flew out 5 times in 1 week on 4 o'clock. It's like
Wow.
at night. I was trying to sleep, and every time we just wake up because it's so dreadfully loud.
Well, it's better than having midgets in your room, I suppose.
Well, you never know. Sometimes they clean everything.
That's like, what's that called in English? Like kabouters?
Oh yeah. I think we're actually gonna Google it just for you. If you just go talk about the game, I'll Google it for you.
Thanks.
Drink with me, friend.
Okay, so here we see Arneej making his decision, going to bounce the Flame Elemental some more, and then bounce it some more, which means that he has played it twice now. This is the 3rd time, and then the Shadow Step will make it 4.
Gnome.
And Gnome, yeah, of course. Oh, and there's the bounce for the Novice Engineer.
See, I told you, if he would have
This is
Drawn
perfect
it.
for him.
he had it
So this is 20 damage to the face.
with a stone tusk as well.
And sorry, it's 15 damage to the face, but still, and he still has the chargers as well. And I think d3n0r has this in the bag. I don't see any taunts for his opponent, and that's like 4 chargers in his hand, including patches. So that should be enough. The prep into Crystal Core is so strong.
Yeah, I can't throw out boars and stuff though, but that's something for next turn.
Exactly.
We'll
Yeah,
deal
just goes
some damage.
face. I agree on this play.
Like there's,
well, yeah.
there is no big clear that Arneej can use right now. It's not like he can magically pull a Twisting Nether out of his sleeve without being accused of cheating.
You think? Like, where did that Twisting Nether come from?
I don't know.
Like, I know Rogue is pretty good at getting other classes cards, but in this case, I think it's over for Arneej. He doesn't even have the Vanish to save his ass. So yeah, that's this is hard on him. Like he went 1-0, he went up 1-0, and then loses 3-1, 3
It's
times in a row.
better than getting reverse sweep though, because that's absolutely heartbreaking. Like, I'm 1 game away from actually winning this series, and it's like, oh wait, just gonna free you after.
So what can he do? That's very important. That's 1, and then no. But if you play this, you can't actually prep the Vanish anymore, even if you had it.
That's sad.
So this is like some sort of death struggle. Like, I don't want to die, but he will die anyway.
Yeah, like you can't clear another one, right? And then otherwise,
Exactly.
what were you talking about? Dennis has so many charges as well. It's it doesn't really matter anyway. And there we see d3n0r taking this series 3-1, absolutely destroying Arneej.
So this was the first series already. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a quick one.
This is confusing to me. I'm not used to this. It scares me.
However, congratulations to d3n0r. Both these guys lost last week, and now d3n0r took his revenge kinda, and is 1-1 now. Well, Arneej is 0-2, so he has to get aan de bak, as we say it in Dutch.
Sorry, so unexpected. But we'll be back very soon after a short break with a sort of in-house between Mcon Mate first and, of course, his teammate Mcon Nara to see who will remain unbeaten from the Mcon boys. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
See ya.